Hello, everyone. This is John Cash Philippi with Gaming Leisure Voice. I am here with Russ Goeckner with Hotel Genie. And first thing I want you to note is I am wearing the exact same jacket that I wore in the Ramesh interview. And if you noticed, it actually fits this time. I'm not flapping. And I just want you to know I did not go get this tailored. So. It's a miracle. My arms probably grew into it. I woke up one morning and it actually fits. So we have miracles happening on GNL Voice. Either that or my wife had it tailored. I'm going with GNL Voice now has miracles happening and my stuff actually fits. So, yes. So awesome. I've actually grown overnight. So hopefully when I get to the forum this year, I will be taller and you'll all note that. All right. Well, on GNL Voice, another miracle that's happening is Hotel Genie. Obviously, with a name like that, of course, there's miracles involved. And that being said, but before we get too much further, we're fortunate in GNL Voice to have a couple of sponsors. So let's hear from our first sponsor. Uh, let's hold out and listen to them. Agilicis delivers state-of-the-art software solutions and services that help casinos achieve high return hospitality by maximizing return on experience through interactions that make personal profitable. Agilicis will partner with you to implement the right hospitality solution for you, whether that is cloud or on-prem, best-of-breed point solution, or fully integrated ecosystem. Discover the power of high return hospitality and delight your guests, retain staff, and grow your margins. Visit agilicis.com for more information or to schedule an initial consultation. Welcome back. And Russ, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and Hotel Genie?
Excellent. Thanks, Cash. So Hotel Genie is a company that was born out of years and years of experience in the hospitality telecom space. Um, we've been supporting large and small hospitality and casinos for 30 plus years, and out of that kind of experience comes great ideas for new things and how to make things better and change things the way that people do things. Our original founding idea was to get rid of the room phone, right? Nobody wants it. It doesn't get used very often anymore, except for calling internally. So it's a big fat expense. We don't get to make money anymore when people make a phone call from the room because of cell phones. And so, to me, it seemed like the next best evolution in telecom for hospitality was to get rid of the room phone and put it on the guest mobile device, right? And so that was kind of our founding idea, and we've taken that to many different levels since then, and we've grown into a full guest experience solution that encompasses everything from telecom and all sorts of ways to communicate with the guest, right? So if it's all about communication and connecting with the guest, we've got it all wrapped up into one nice, neat software solution.
And that's great. And just it's awesome that you're sitting in a hotel room right now in Southern California, which is kind of fun, because you got your device behind you and everything else. But, it's funny, Russ, the goal of most operators nowadays has been to, you know, kind of reduce the number of touch points or either enhance the number of touch points for customers as they go through that whole journey through checking into the hotel and all the way to the end when they check out of the hotel and all the different little touch points that go in there. Can you walk us through how Hotel Genie can support that or help with that whole journey?
You know, that's That's the best question to be asking, Cash, because every touch point with a guest is an opportunity to serve that guest better, quicker, faster on their terms and on the device that they choose, right? So, opportunities to reduce cost, drive efficiency for the hotel. It's a win-win scenario for both the guest and the hotelier. And so at Hotel Genie, we dig deep into the operations of the hotel, how they interact with their guests, what their operational processes are, capabilities that they have within their environment. And then we try to develop a solution that's really hyper focused around making things better for their guest, better for their staff. We don't just install something and say it does this, this, and this, and then walk away. We really try to take our technology and wrap it around, that customer's operation so they get the most benefit out of it. Um, for the guest, being able to use our software on their mobile device, being able to use it on an in-room device like a tablet or a large screen telephone that we have with a touch screen, or even an Alexa device. And so we've adopted our software now to work on the Alexa platform. And so, case in point is we can serve the guest and serve the hotel in any which way that best suits their needs. And it's all about making that guest journey better and driving revenue and reducing cost. And so we hit all three of those areas quite well. Um, when you consider something as simple as calling the front desk, right? So what attention goes into the detail of developing our solution for a given customer? Little things make the biggest difference. If a guest calls the front desk, in my mind, why have AI answer that call if the front desk staff is idle doing nothing? Let the staff answer that call instead of AI. Let AI pick up the call and take it when the staff is busy, right? Little things matter. A personal conversation is better any day. And no matter how good AI is, it's still not as good as talking to an actual human. Um, making sure that the user interface, whether it be a voice command, conversational interface, or whether it be how the mobile app is laid out and the buttons are laid out for the guest, making sure that it's intuitive. We've all used software that just doesn't make sense, right? And so being able to have a menu structure and a user experience that is very simple, intuitive, and gets whatever job they're trying to accomplish done quickly and easily. Um, and so, guest experience, it starts before the guest even arrives, right? How do we engage the guest pre-arrival? How do we promote different opportunities to upsell the guest and get them engaged with your property even before they arrive? And so thinking about all of these ways to interact with the guest and all these touch points in between is really what it's all about. And going back to what I said about developing a solution that is hyper focused on a particular customer's goals and objectives, their tech stack, their capabilities, what they have in their operational arsenal, really wrapping that technology around those kinds of things helps us to deliver a solution that really works well for our customers. Um, the the guest can scan a QR code, for example, and gain access to something within the customer environment, within the hotel environment, either during their stay or pre-arrival, right? And something that we're working on that I can't say too much about just yet because of the 800-pound gorilla behind me. Um, there are going to be some concepts very soon where we can, how do I say this, where we can engage the guest um, at random within their own home and promote your services and offerings I'm trying to choose my words carefully here, at at targeted times. Okay. I'll leave it at that, but stay tuned for more in the future to see what this is. But it's really cool.
Nice. And I remember we were talking a little bit before the show, a little bit about things like room controls and things like that with Alexa and doing stuff like that. Is that something that you're really going to focus on in the future, or if you could focus on now, things like, I don't know, room temperatures and controlling lights and things like that? Because I remember you were kind of hinting to the fact that you either do it or you're planning on doing it. Can you tell me a little more about that?
All of the above. Yes, we do have interfaces to most of the popular room control platforms out there. So and because our software is designed to work on any device and give the same user experience, whether I'm on my mobile device or an Alexa device. So, for example, I could say, Alexa, open the drapes, right? Alexa, turn the temperature down, those kinds of things. I can do that on an Alexa device, but I can also do it on my mobile device, right? I can speak to my mobile device like Alexa. So, for example, I'm here at the legendary Pachanga Casino in Southern California. I could say, Pachanga, open the drapes, right? From my mobile device. Or I could just push a button to open the drapes, right? So being able to give the guest, the user, the ability to basically have a remote control in the palm of their hand for their room is what we do already. Those kinds of integrations and those kinds of controls are always evolving, and so anxious to see what vendors and manufacturers come out with in the future. But yeah, we're already set up to do those things.
Well, Russ, I gotta say the binding together of hotel products under one app has been the dream of hotel operators and well operators for years, getting one app that handles everything. And nobody's really done it successfully. And they've done it in pieces. Open source has helped, and then APIs has helped. And you've done it with, I'm assuming because of open source, because of APIs, but you've also added in PBX, which is ancient technology in some cases. So you've taken technologies across three or four or five different levels and combined them into one app. It and nobody else has been able to do that, or nobody has. Why hasn't anybody done it? Is it interest? Is it technology? Is it, I mean, you took a niche that nobody's really gotten into and really kind of built something amazing around that.
Yeah, that's a great question. So um, I think it's because most vendors don't understand hospitality as a whole. They know their little piece of it, right? And so you've got these vendors out there that have great products, great services, but they're in silos, right? This guy does this, that guy does this, so on and so forth. Um, we've been in hospitality. All of our executive staff have been in hospitality for 20, 30 years, and so we bring a lot of working knowledge to the table, and so we've taken that and leveraged it to help bring this platform to where it is today. And so the way we look at it is that if we're communicating with a guest, and keep in mind, communicating doesn't necessarily mean talking on the phone or having a text message. It might be simply delivering an announcement or delivering a message or providing information, right? Communication is a broad range of things, but our goal is to encompass that entire methodology of communication, whatever that might be. So we've taken all of these siloed approaches that other vendors have, and we've rolled it into our platform as a single software solution, so that when you have our product, you have access to all of these things that hoteliers are using in the industry today. There's a lot. Take the PBX phone system for example. Like you mentioned, that's kind of ancient technology. I probably wouldn't have used the word ancient, but you're pretty close. Um, the the knowledge that we have has enabled us to take these tools that we've developed and apply them and make them work on a 30 or 40-year-old PBX. So if you're one of those if you're one of those hotels that has an old ancient, dare I say, Nortel system, um, we can take these modern day tools and make them work on that system. And so why is that? It's because we understand the space, we understand the technology, we know how it works, and we know how to leverage it and get what we need out of it to bring these things to customers.
Well, just take a little pause here because GNL Voice, we're lucky enough to have two sponsors, which is great. So we're going to pause for a quick commercial break. So let's hear from our second sponsor. With over 50 years of global experience, BPOS delivers comprehensive point-of-sale solutions tailored for casinos, powered by a robust enterprise platform with all the integrations you need, from player rewards, PMS, and camera systems to business intelligence and more. BPOS seamlessly connects your operations. Our solutions cover point-of-sale systems, online ordering, self-serve kiosk, mobile ordering, pay-at-table options, QR code ordering, KDS, inventory management, enterprise reporting, and beyond. Backed by exceptional US-based customer service and support, we ensure your casino's operations run smoothly and efficiently. Welcome back. Uh, you know, Do you think, Russ, in your opinion, do you think that PBX is going to go away in hotel rooms? Do you think that in the future, speaking of, phones and PBX, that that phone in the room is going to be disappearing anytime soon? I mean, because of like E911 and things like that, it seems like it'll be uh, hard to get rid of, but it seems like it's going away soon.
Yeah, so a lot of that is dictated by the municipality that you might reside in. And so, some cities and counties require it for life safety reasons. And so for those customers, they just don't have that choice. Um, I think that as the technology evolves that we've developed and it becomes more commonplace in the industry and the legal beagles see what we've done and they see the tools that a customer can now use instead of a room phone, but still get the same access to E911 and life safety, services. Um, then I think that you'll see a much quicker pace to get rid of the room phone. And so, like, take Las Vegas for example. It is no longer a code requirement to have a phone in the room. Now, every hotel in Vegas has a hotel in the room right now, or most of them do. So if you already have a phone in the room, you've already invested in that technology, that's okay. You can still take our mobile app or our Alexa device or tablet or whatever, and you can have our room phone on those devices as well as the existing room phone, and they both work together seamlessly, right? So that's another thing that we've been able to leverage with our knowledge in the telecom space is to how to marry those two technologies and make them work simultaneously. And so I think that as in the coming years, I think there's going to be a bigger push to get rid of room phones. If anything, for just the cost, right? We did some comparisons a few years back. If a property is opening building a new hotel, the cost savings of eliminating the room phone is upwards of 70% on the cost of installing a PBX and the wiring and the conduits and all the things that go behind it. So there's huge cost savings to be had there. If you've got an old PBX system and you're faced with having to do an upgrade, maybe the manufacturer is forcing you to go through some big expensive upgrade to keep your technology updated. You can eliminate the whole the room phone side of that cost by using our technology. And so even for customers that have those room phones, they want to keep those room phones, we can still eliminate the PBX side of it and take those existing room phones, analog or SIP, and connect them to the Hotel Genie platform.
Well, I know that just wiring closets and wiring a VoIP system uh, in a hotel is expensive. I mean, it's a huge cost.
Yep,
And with an older hotel, which doesn't have a lot of ability to run wire,
exactly.
it's ex huge, huge cost.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so, let's talk about the new E911 regulations a little, just briefly. I mean, and how Hotel Genie's helping.
All right. So most everybody when they think of E911, they think of Carey's Law. And Carey's Law has been out for many, many years. And what it says is that a hotel room phone must be able to dial 911 by itself or 9 or any other digit plus 911. And the purpose for that is because a little girl's mom died one time. The little girl didn't know that she had to dial 9 to then dial 911. And so Carey's Law has been in effect for a long time, and everybody's pretty much adhered to it. But the Ray Baum Act, which was delayed due to COVID, is now in full force. And what the Ray Baum Act says is that in addition to Carey's Law, when a guest, or any user in the hotel for that matter, dials 911, three things need to happen. Number one, the call needs to connect to the PSAP center, the Emergency Services Center, and it needs to send not only the address of the hotel, but it needs to send the specific location of the phone inside the hotel that dialed 911. For example, room 2102, or, kitchen manager's office, right? So some piece of identifying information, it's called DLI, dispatchable location information, has to be sent to the PSAP center so that the emergency services personnel know where to go inside the building without asking someone. Okay, so that's number one. Number two, the system needs to notify people internally that the 911 call was placed. Now, most phone systems already do that today by popping up a message on the operator console or security desk phone that a 911 call was placed from room 2102. So we got to notify somebody internally. And then the third thing that has to happen, and most PBXs can't do this, the third thing that has to happen is we have to assign a direct callback phone number to the device that called 911. Now, that's easy if you're an office extension, right? You've usually got a direct number to your phone. But for a hotel room, it's problematic to have direct outside phone numbers connecting to every hotel room, because then you got people calling at 2 o'clock in the morning trying to sell car warranties, right? So what we've done is we've developed a solution that is embedded in our software, in our system, but it can also be purchased as a standalone module and works on any phone system. And what we do for the callback piece is we grab a spare phone number out of a pool that we've reserved for you. We assign it to the device on the fly, and then we send that information to the PSAP center when the call gets there so that there is a direct phone number that they can dial to reach the hotel room that dialed 911. And then what we do is we shut that number off 4 hours later automatically, and that number goes back into the reserve pool. There's one other system that I know of that does something similar, but it doesn't release those numbers automatically. IT has to go in and manually release them. And IT gets busy. What's going to happen? Pretty soon, all your DID numbers for 911 are going to be full. The next guy that calls 911 isn't going to have a direct callback number to that room. And so we've solved that problem. Our solution works on any PBX as a standalone module. Most people aren't aware of these new requirements, but they're out there. And it saddens me to say that it's probably going to take a few lawsuits before people wake up and realize, I'm supposed to be doing this.
Well, that's great. Russ, let's thank you for coming on the show. Do you have any closing thoughts you'd like to share with the audience?
Well, I do, but I don't think we have enough time for that. So,
We have plenty,
you know,
uh,
what's that?
we have plenty. What would you like to say?
We're our product is a direct result of customer input, right? And so, if you have a need, if you have a requirement, if you have something that's a little unusual in your environment and you really need an answer for it, chances are our software is going to be able to solve that problem because of how we built the foundation of our product. And just a real quick example, if you're faced with maybe developing a mobile app for your property, that's a big undertaking. It's huge. It takes a long time. It takes a lot of money. You know, when you log into our portal, you can literally set up phase one of your mobile app in an hour or less, right? Upload some logos, some images, choose a couple buttons, and you've got a functioning product right then and there. And so, our app builder lets customers get from concept to functionality super fast and inexpensive in comparison to hiring your own dev team and putting those things together. And so when it comes to doing something unique for a customer or something that is way out of the ordinary, that same platform that we've built is so flexible that we haven't been faced with anything yet that we've had to tell the customer no. And so, yeah, take a look at what we have and what we can do for you. Telecom, the communicating with a guest and being able to touch them at every point and make things better, quicker, faster for them, and more labor efficient for the hotelier, and then all those upsell opportunities in between. It's a win-win for everybody.
Russ, it's been so great having you on the show. Thank you for coming on. And wow, I've learned a lot, and I think the audience has too. Uh, Everyone, we've been talking with Russ Goeckner with Hotel Genie. Thanks again. And
Thanks, everyone.
thank you.
Bye bye.